How to implement. This is also one thing I'm learning now, is that we have so many repositories and toolboxes and reports, and there's so much knowledge available about how to do it. We know that. And the Commission now also seems to be more focusing on how to utilize all this knowledge instead of building up more repositories. So we all know it. We are the best in creating and providing new knowledge, but if you look at the application about entrepreneurship, about creating new jobs, economic growth, there is now the key emphasis. And if we look at these instruments, you cannot say we have a list of successful instruments, we're going to use that everywhere, because it doesn't work. I already learned that in the 90s when I was conducting my research. You cannot transplant the model of Silicon Valley to Europe. It's impossible. You can learn from it. You can learn about the entrepreneurial spirit and about the culture, but there is no one success model. And there's also the axiom of investing in R&D, that it means more economic growth. That's also becoming more criticized. Because we have been investing in new knowledge, and we have been investing in universities. But at the end of the day, does it create new jobs? Not to an extent that we would expect through all these investments. So the focus now is becoming more and more on entrepreneurship, and that's the second part of the entrepreneurial discovery. It's about collaboration with companies, through PPPs or other institutional models. But it's also about individual entrepreneurship, that people have to become aware of the fact that they can be an entrepreneur. And that's a challenge. It's a different world. I'll come to that later also. But at the end of the day, it's about jobs. Economic growth through new jobs, new companies. What can we do here in this environment? The concept of trans-regional knowledge sharing is that there should be more interchange between the regions, which are in different stages of development, who have different specializations, who have different implementation models. But there has to be more knowledge transfer, knowledge exchange between those regions with comparable characteristics. And the Commission is also now adopting a model of bringing in external people who can assist in that, who can help in that. Of course, people in the regions know by themselves what they should do and how the region works. At the same time, it's sometimes useful to have people from the outside who can look from the satellite in the region and say, okay, there's this asset, or there's this competence, or this specialization strategy which you could use or further elaborate, just to be more open to all the opportunities. Because what's happening in many regions through the cohesion funding and the Regional Development Fund is that it's too much from the inside. It's the same stakeholders around the table who are saying, okay, we should go this direction, we should do that, and of course, it's in their right, it's in their interest, but at the same time, it's always good to bring in external expertise. The academic side of innovation and regional prosperity, and this is a part where a lot of information already will be known, but still can be interesting in developing a regional strategy. These slides are actually a few years old, these particular ones, with this beautiful building. But specialization was already there. But a very important element is, as stated, is there needs to be a catalyst. There needs to be somebody who takes the lead. And it can be a company, a new company, a champion, or an existing company. It can be a consortium of public and private actors. Or it can be entrepreneurs, individual entrepreneurs, which actually works also in several regions. And that's also a part, I think, which is still being underestimated here in Europe. Is if you want to have your region flourish and develop, you can do it easily by just one single entrepreneur with a vision. For instance, in Austin was Michael Dell, Austin, Texas. Michael Dell was a graduate student, and he started in his basement, and then 10 years later he was the largest computer manufacturer in the world. It was just one single guy, and he created the whole computer industry in Austin. Entrepreneurial discovery. I already pointed out some examples of the importance of entrepreneurship, and also the spirit, the mindset, and the enthusiasm which I also intend to spread around as an entrepreneur. But there's, coming back to the notification that there are all these books and all these research and all these toolboxes we can use or develop, but in the end of the day it's in doing it and implementing it. So when I was thinking, okay, how to address this, how to make also a nice set of PowerPoint pictures to talk about entrepreneurial discovery, I decided to take one picture. Oh, excuse me, two pictures. This was, I was in the CEO Collaborative Forum in Berlin in December, where you also were, Christian, with the ecological program. And there they write down some of your recommendations or findings, and I thought, okay, let's make a slide out of that. So if you talk about discoveries, keep rediscovering them. They're still valid. And also you have to elaborate a training pitch or one sentence pitch. If people would like to know from you, what are you doing? And then I also said there, if you want to practice your sales pitch all the time, go live in a skyscraper. Because then you are in the elevator at least twice a day. That means that you are with people you know, and then you have to say something or talk with somebody. So then you have the opportunity to say your one sentence pitch. And the third recommendation I made was avoid the word problem, because that's a word that we hear it a lot. But like the Americans say, that there are no problems, there are challenges. Of course, when you live in Africa and you don't have enough food to eat, then you have a problem. But here in our world, such problems don't exist. Second entrepreneurial discovery is this simple picture. Sometimes words are obsolete, but we have a reluctance to go to the marketplace. Specific in the academic world is there, we should be aware where are the customers, where's the constituency, where are the clients, where are the people who are at the end of the day using the outcomes of what we produce, our policies, our research. So we need to be aware of the marketplace. We need to be aware of customers, and we also have to have that mindset. That was my PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, thank you.